Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. A show that happens twice a week where two old guys play old games. I'm going to burp a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm taking a drink.
Well, this week we are starting Digital Trends Top 25 Sega Genesis games.
Kind of.
So, I mean, it's not going to be the episode title or anything, but I guess Madden 94, Madden NFL 94.
Yeah, and I think in the last episode, I said Madden 97, which that would have been I done goofed because that was a PlayStation game, I think. But yes.
Not like I would know the difference.
No, me neither. Other than like when I looked it up, I was like, did I say that? And I was like, oh yeah, that is not a Super Nintendo game.
So, you want to get that out of the way first, even before we do introductions? Madden 94?
Yeah, let's talk about that. And let's talk about like why we're not really talking about Madden 94.
Because we did it a long time ago.
It's like episode 32 or something like that.
It's really
in the 30s.
early on. And I compared gameplay and things like that, and Super Nintendo has slightly better graphics and sound, because that's just Super Nintendo over the Genesis.
So, yeah.
But other than that, didn't seem any different to me. So if you want to know what it's like, listen to that episode, and then just imagine it with better graphics and sound.
And I'll have the link to that Madden 94 episode in the show notes.
Yeah.
So if you want to check it out and you don't want to go through the trouble of looking it up, it'll be in the show notes. It's also on SoundCloud, so you can find it on our playlist there. The only thing that I found that was different was, and they fixed this, I think, on later releases of the cartridge, but I think in the SNES version, what I read was that they had the roster, I think, for the New York Jets and the New York Giants swapped.
I would have never known that by playing
No,
it.
I wouldn't have either. So it was one thing that I read, and I was like, oh, okay, good. I'm glad I read that.
There's
Because,
something.
No idea. Yeah, there is a difference. So what I'm saying is we actually should have played the Genesis version to appreciate the nuance of that difference.
Yeah. All right, but now that that's out of the way, I'm your bearded host, Tyler, and we've got a package.
Yeah. Who's this from?
We have a wonderful, wonderful package. I enjoy your handwriting, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins. So he spent $13.45 to get this out here. I appreciate that very much.
That's a lot. That's a lot of postage.
So let's see what he has in here. I think he wanted us to read the newspaper that he wrapped some stuff in.
All right. Did he handpick some choice articles for us?
I think he'd mentioned that on the Facebook group, I think. It's because it's from the paper that he writes for, the Woodburn Independent.
Link in the show notes if you'd like to
Absolutely
post comments about their writer.
If they have a Yelp review, go and leave Phil a 5-star Yelp review. Because here's an article about real dads, still dads. Still as in the mowers and chainsaws.
Steel dads.
Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Some good Foley. All right, here's something. I might turn the light on.
Can't read it?
Nope, a little too dark for me.
All right, here, I got it.
Yeah,
Discord?
That one. All right.
Perfect.
This first one here, which I thought was a candle, it appears to be
Is that wax?
Cosada de Leche Rolitos Mini.
Tres leche?
Tres Leche? Rolitos, yeah, Cocada de Leche, so coconut milk? Because there's a coconut on it.
That sounds good. I like that so far.
right.
It looks like a giant white Tootsie Roll.
And the ingredients are all in Spanish. So nothing like pronouncing chemistry words in Spanish. It looks like coconut oil that has just been toasted and rolled up like compound butter.
That sounds delicious to me.
All right.
Did they even have calories listed on that package?
Oh, no.
Oh, then there's 0. So this is an illegal snack food.
More than likely.
Okay. Oh, this smells good.
It does smell good.
I love coconut.
As
man.
an
This
adult,
smells good.
I do like coconut. I couldn't stand it as a kid, but now I do like it.
I even like the texture of coconut. That like stringy.
See, and this tastes like it has palm oil in it, so it's going to stay that good room temperature, like soft and gooey.
This is hella good.
This is like the part of a Mounds bar without the chocolate on it. It's just the coconut filling of a Mounds.
Holy shit. Please tell me the rest of that box is just full of those. There is another one.
Another one. Here you go.
Sweet. Do you want to split this one too?
Nope, you can have that one.
Thank you. Rollitos?
I love this. He's not food, but a pen. Team up with Clyde against child abuse, 1993. No, it's Clyde Drexler. I enjoy that very much. I still have his Dream Team figurine at my mother's house. Kenna plays with it in the bathtub. Oh, here's a letter. I'll go ahead and read this. Try to read it like Phil. Can't get a Phil impression.
Deep voice.
Buenos dias, Tyler and Dave. Thus far, your whimsical show intros through the land of garbage food has largely stayed on the path of American cuisine, with the notable exception of the package sent by Time Lord Josh Edwards, and it started it all. As it so happens, I work in a predominantly Hispanic city, and thus am in prime position to provide you with a cornucopia of convenience store delicacies from south of the border. Enclosed is a small selection of snack foods I picked up from Woodburn's Guacamole Market, which features a vast selection of cheap crap that could loosely be described as edible. I've never tried any of these products, but by some miracle, if they taste adequate, I can send up follow-up packages of more Mexican noshes. So, I guess I can probably firmly say that you'd like more Cocada de Leche Rollitos Mini.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can find these locally.
Yeah.
This is really good.
I've been in plenty of Mexican markets around here, and I've never seen these.
This is really, really good. I do like this. I'm not going to eat this one right now. I'm going to save it for later. Like, this is, like, I can feel the grease or whatever.
Coming through the plastic.
The oil coming through the plastic. This is an amazing snack.
In a much more likely scenario that this junk food is fucking awful, I've included a bag of Tim's Cascade-style potato chips.
Ooh.
A product out of Washington State that isn't available in your sultry neck of the woods. The Safeway I visited didn't have jalapeno, the much superior flavor, so it went with honey barbecue. Also included, let's see, I was getting ahead of myself for Clyde Drexler, so enclosed is a pin-on button featuring Portland Trailblazer great Clyde Drexler and his early 90s efforts to end child abuse. Well, you failed, Clyde. You failed hard. Didn't even get... I mean, this was pre-Coney. He failed so hard. Spoiler, he failed. Which was largely the basis for his 1995 trade to the Houston Rockets in exchange for Otis Thorpe. Didn't know that. You didn't stop child abuse. Get the fuck out of Portland. Marcelo Nicola and a 1995 first round draft pick that was used to select Randolph Childress out of Wake Forest University. In closing, how many ladies have I smooched in my lifetime? The answer is on the back. Hugs and kisses, Phil Hawkins.
On the back is a drawing of a wiener.
On the back is handwritten. Are you here to take a guess?
No, I'm not even gonna guess.
Just a guess at Phil's
Look,
kissing prowess.
You know how I feel about. I've come under fire for smooches. I've come under kissing fire, so I'm not.
I think this is why he did this. 4. I hope that makes you feel better, Dave.
It does, Phil. Thank you.
So we'll also be accepting their names, so I can look them all up on Facebook. Phil, thank you.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Send us those, and we'll put them in the show notes.
Assuming one of them. So I've seen one. I need 3 more.
He's never kissed her. Or Bulbasaur.
She has a rule against that. Bulbasaur. All right. So, God. Snack Max Juvenelis. Snack candies, spices, and chilies.
Ooh, okay. Those look like decorative soaps.
Well, see, on this side, they look like the jelly packages from at truck stops.
Yeah, what was the what was the bug snacks? Do you remember like the gummy bugs that were in these like little packs that look like pats of butter, and you'd peel the like foil off the top, and then there'd be like a creepy crawly gummy thing in there.
I don't know what they were called.
That's what that reminds me of.
But our local truck stop is now closed. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. The one
Southern Pride truck stop is now closed. We'll soon be getting a Ponderosa.
I knew the restaurant was closed, but the gas station too.
No, the gas station is still open, just the restaurant.
Oh, okay. Well, the gas station's better.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, we've spent $40 there just to eat for a night.
That's where we
so-
go in different colored, brightly colored hoodies. It gets snack foods. At 1 a.m.
Where we walk in just laughing and arm in arm, where people are very curious about us.
Do I want strawberry and hazelnut, or do I want hazelnut and vanilla? What did you get?
I picked up the hazelnut and vanilla first.
Well, let me get on that. So, oh, I see. He sent 2 of each.
Oh, it's very sticky.
Oh, there's little spoons here. Did you get a little spoon?
I did not get a little spoon.
There you go.
Oh, these are like culinary style tasting spoons. Or tasting spatulas.
They're Duvalin brand. They match these little pats of butter we're eating.
All right. Eat this.
This looks pretty good. I'm gonna mix them together a little bit.
Are pretty good. Tastes like Nutella.
Yeah, but better.
Yeah, substantially cheaper.
Yeah. You know how I like it.
I doubt I could pay 99 cents for this amount of Nutella at Walmart.
It's sweeter than Nutella.
Which is that's a hard thing to believe it or not.
It's possible. We've done it, said the scientists in Mexico.
Pretty good. Woo, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Man.
It's like, it kind of reminds me of the frosting in Dunkaroos.
Yeah. If you whip Nutella up so it's a light frosting. Yeah.
All right. So the hazelnut,
Now strawberry and
Vanilla.
hazelnut.
I'm going to give that a pass. Strawberry and hazelnut. Phil, so far, great job.
Another spatula.
Oh, yeah. Although mine is already opened.
You want to split this one?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this, considering that it's, hard on the sides. Oh, and also there's like heroin on top of it. I can see it.
We should have taken this cane to the hospital to be put through an MRI machine, an X-ray machine first.
Phil, when you came back from trick-or-treating with these, did you let Mom and Dad look at it before you sent it to us? All right, here, let me get a little scoop.
Spanish is going to be pretty similar. I'll try to turn this out.
Yeah, get it, boy. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, man.
Well, you did put almost the entire thing in your mouth.
I do not like that strawberry at all.
No.
No.
I like the vanilla better.
Yeah, vanilla's better.
Yeah.
It agrees more with, okay, chocolate and real strawberries, okay. Chocolate and fake strawberry, not so much.
Yeah. So, Duvalin. All right. So far, the Roitos mini coconut thing roll.
Yeah.
The best.
Make sure I get a picture of these for the Instagram before we tear into them, because I already missed the opportunity with the other one. All right, so this is Snack Mex Banderitas, and they look like the Mexican flag.
What are they, gummies? What are they?
They're a little too firm to be gummies.
So they're like a wax harmonica?
Yes,
Okay.
individually packaged. Inside
Mine's
the package.
open. Yeah, this is a weird consistency. This is almost like naan. I take it back. It's nothing like naan. It's like dehydrated cornbread.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Did you pop the whole fucker in your mouth?
Uh-huh.
I want to do that too.
It's coconut.
Coconut in there too.
The texture is not as pleasing as the other one.
No. That's okay.
Yeah. It feels like what we had earlier that we loved got really stale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here are the 10 potato chips, but I'll save those for last. Okay. Alfajores,
What is
Rico Pen Bakery, LLC.
that? Okay. Oh, that looks like a moon pie.
It does. It looks like it looks like a gas station cheeseburger up close. It's shaped like a moon pie. It looks like it has a sesame seed bun, but it's clearly flat and rounded and has 2 layers like a moon pie.
How great would it be if that was actually like a little hamburger that Phil sent us?
I'll break off a piece.
Okay.
Pass that to you.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and look at the calories.
It looks
on
like
here.
a peanut butter sandwich.
Not great. Not great. Looks like I'm turning this into a free day.
I'm going to assume it's not peanut butter, though, because I don't think peanut butter is a thing anywhere but here.
It's crumbly. Smell that. That smells like...
Butter? Like a butter cookie?
Yeah, or something. I can't put my finger on it. Okay.
Okay, it tastes like, the butter cookies you get in like those big metal tins that are
Yes.
the crumbly cookies that are inside
That's what
the...
it smells like. The Christmas cookies.
Yeah. It tastes kind of like it too, but it's not crunchy. It's very crumbly and dry.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
It's okay.
I like the crumbly.
Here is, okay. This one has an English translation. Piña chili chamoy translates to pineapple pulp with chili. And there are 2 of these in here, so we'll each get one.
We both like pineapple.
Oh, I need to take a picture of this.
That's your favorite fruit, isn't it?
Pineapple is my favorite fruit. Good memory.
Or is that the other guy?
That's it. That's the other guy doing the podcast, right?
If this were a dating sim, I just would have gained love from you.
Did you also listen to Stardew Valley today? Hops and Heroes?
No, I listened to that a little back, but I was thinking more of ooh, this is a weird thing.
It reminds me, it smells and feels like a dehydrated apple slice.
It smells like a snack we've had before.
It just sort of, it's like, it smells like apple to me. I imagine it's not, pineapple's more expensive than apple, so I'm going to imagine it has apple in it and then enough pineapple to say pineapple.
Are you saying this wasn't cut from a very tiny pineapple? Because it looks like a ring. It looks like a pineapple ring, but it's about the size of a Sacagawea coin. Or more like a Spanish doubloon.
Bite into this.
Oh. Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
I don't like it.
Oh, that is awful.
Yeah, that's not a good flavor combination. I like the heat. There's heat, and I like that, but I don't like the sweet.
Oh, it's not like a good sweet. It's it's just sugar with chili powder. I mean, heat and sweet equals good eats. Thank you, Alton Brown, but not in that way.
No, I'm gonna cleanse my palate with one of these Alpha Heroes, Alpha Hores. Oh, that was gross, man.
Yeah, it was really gross.
So stay away from what was that called again?
Pineapple pulp with chili.
Stay away from that.
All right, all we have now is the Tim's Cascade style potato chips.
All right.
Extra thick and crunchy, honey barbecue.
That doesn't sound very Mexican.
Nope, this is our, if everything sucks, here you go. All right. Take one. Pass it over to you there.
All right. I have a feeling this is going to be great.
I do too.
So I'm going to hold the bag.
Okay.
I've had these before. They're called Zaps.
Yeah,
They taste just like Zaps to me, except for the honey barbecue part.
the chip style is Zaps, and the taste reminds me of the old mesquite barbecue Lay's potato chips.
Oh, wow. Bringing it back. There you go.
Like not barbecue baked Lay's, like when like regular Lay's first introduced them, like black bag mesquite barbecue flavor. Yeah,
I'm just going to eat a couple
Good.
more of these. You can just talk about whatever you want.
Well, thank you very much. My nose ran a little bit from that influx of chili powder. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for that, Phil. That was mostly, except for the pineapple pulp. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pineapple pulp is a no-go.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you wanna talk about what we're actually going to talk about today? We haven't said it this episode. So today we're going to talk about a game we were sent a long time ago. The Haunting Starring Polterguy.
Haunting Starring Polterguy. And so I did a little bit of research. I shouldn't say a little bit. I looked to try to find out who sent us this game. I know, and you told me, and you reminded me, that Josh Nance of Uniracers fame, half a TADPOG sweetheart, gave us a copy. But I swear someone sent us a copy. And I've been wanting to say that it was Color Mage John Sullivan. However, I'm so worried. I want to give credit to the right person.
Yeah.
So last episode, I asked our listeners if they knew who sent it in.
Yeah.
Or I at least mentioned it. and Jack of Ziggy Moons, Mike, he did a little research. I think he's listened to like 6 hours of TADPOG doing this, so thank you.
Yeah,
for
awesome.
doing that,
Thank you.
First of all, he said that John Sullivan requested that we play the game, but he's not sure that he gave us the game. So maybe I'm getting that confused.
Okay.
I did find an iTunes review from Retro Digital La, which I assume LA, Retro Digital LA, who wanted us to play this game. So we do officially have 2 requests to play this game, and someone gave us the game.
Yeah.
So
All right, it's good we do this
that.
then.
Yeah, we should probably.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah. All right, so do you hear that, Dave?
Yeah, it's the
Anything with Foley work there for you?
yeah, it's the mucus honey barbecue chip train.
Yep.
Crunch train. It's crunchy trainsy, which of course ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave Reads on Wikipedia. Okay, guys, Haunting Starring Polterguy.
Yeah.
Actually, in Wikipedia, it's just Haunting, parentheses, video game.
See, I would have done the opposite. I just would called it Polterguy.
Yeah, that's a more memorable name, right?
Yeah.
Haunting is not. I don't think that's a great name.
No,
I mean
I agree.
it like sums up what the game is, but it's like super forgettable, and it's like
I wonder if the producer like realized like, hey, this Haunting is singularly is not a good name for this game. Let's add something to it.
Polterguy is more memorable than Haunting. Okay, I just finished the chips. Haunting Starring Polterguy is a 1993 video game released for the Sega Mega Drive / Genesis by Electronic Arts, our good buddies at EA. It took advantage of Sega's Video Game Ratings Council to include various horror themes, including blood and gore. Haunting also includes comedic elements that take form in silly ways of haunting the family in the game, such as Polterguy possessing sofas to form large lips and tongues, or turning everyday kitchen cabinets into clear windows to outer space. In August 2006, Tyler's, I'm sure you remember, GameSpot reported that Electronic Arts would be porting the game to the PlayStation Portable as part of the EA Replay compilation UMD. This compilation...
Such a bad format.
The UMD?
Yeah.
It's awful. They were really pushing for that, too, to like become like a thing where it's like, yeah, you can buy movies on this. Yeah. This compilation was released in the United States on November 7th, 2006. Would you like me to go into the story? Or are you ready to talk about the game?
We could talk about it and talk about the story, because the story's weird.
The story is weird. What do you know about the story?
Well, Polterguy, I never found his real name. Even apparently he was Polterguy when he was alive.
Richard.
Richard?
Richard Polterguy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dick Polterguy.
Yeah. He doesn't like that.
He was a skate punk.
Yeah.
And he went and bought a skateboard, was apparently poorly manufactured by what are their names?
Sardinis?
The Sardini Corporation. And because of the faulty manufacturing, he has a skateboard accident and dies.
Is that why he has no feet in his ghost form? Like, do you think that like
makes
his
sense.
feet just like broke off due to this faulty skateboard?
He rode the skateboard right into a wood chipper.
Yeah.
Oh, the faulty manufacturing of the skateboard.
The Sardinis were huge Fargo fans.
And then he wants his revenge, which I guess it's not, I didn't see it mentioned, but apparently I guess there's some sort of pact where if you can properly get non-violent vengeance against people who tangentially murdered you, you get your life back.
Oh, you know more about the story than I do.
Well, I guess that's the case because at the end, when you beat the game, he comes back to life.
I didn't know that either.
Spoilers, and then immediately dies again.
What's he die from?
A Sardini Corporation anvil falls through the ceiling and kills him the second he becomes living again.
All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't finish the game.
Becomes living. Yeah.
I did not finish it. I wanted to.
Yeah.
I liked it. Spoilers. I like the game a lot. But no, so I didn't uncover the full story. But I liked that it seemed like I knew that something the Sardinis had sold him caused him to die. Because in the game, in between the levels, he speaks to you. Polterguy, Richard Polterguy, Dick Polterguy speaks to you. and he kind of reveals a little bit of the backstory, which I thought was a cool element of the game, because I went into it knowing absolutely nothing about it, and then there's some actual like storytelling going on. I thought that was neat.
Because the whole game revolves around you being Polterguy. It's in an isometric view, and the point of the game is there are 4 houses, and there are 4 members of the Sardini family. Vito, his wife Flo, Mimi, his daughter, and Tony, his son.
Yep.
And the point is like that you go around and possess various items and conjure different kind of scares to one by one frighten them all into fleeing the house.
Right. You're possessing just regular household furnishings and appliances and stuff like that.
Which really, I mean, if it were me, like one of the very fucked up things you can do at any random time, I mean, would have driven me out of a house.
That'd be enough.
Yeah, walking in and seeing a vision of my dad being decapitated by a huge razor would have been enough.
You think?
Or opening a cabinet and just seeing all of space and time.
That actually, I think, would be a selling plus. That would be a bonus.
This is our cabinet TARDIS. Just open it up. You can see in there. Don't do anything with it.
This is our bleeding wall. Isn't it lovely?
Like a shit demon who stands over the toilet and throws turds at you.
Man, I missed all the good stuff. How did you get all the good stuff?
There are 400 different scares in this game, that's really, really impressive.
Yeah.
Because the game is itself, it's pretty simplistic, because you pick your target and then you have an ectoplasm meter. So you're trying to go quickly and make use of like what time and resources you have to scare them before your ectoplasm runs out.
Because that's just a timer.
Yeah.
That's really all that it is. And then once your ectoplasm meter runs out, you go to a ghost dungeon.
You go to the underworld.
You're teleported to the underworld.
Which is the only place that you can really die, because you're basically in some form of hell, I guess, gathering ectoplasm while everything down there tries to kill you.
Yeah.
And you try to survive long enough to fill up your ectoplasm bar, and the exit opens up and you leave. You have a small portrait in the corner that as you get hit, it shrinks. And if it shrinks completely, then I guess Poltergeist's soul is forever eradicated and dissolves. And that's it.
But he talks to you after he dies.
Oh.
And says that he just makes you feel better about it. He's like, it's okay. We'll get him next time. So.
And like, so, I mean, I sort of get like, okay, because this is a real punch at like capitalism and, overseas productions and things like that.
I thought it was just against Italians.
That too. It's
not the case?
Very horrible Italian stereotypes. Yeah, because Vito Sardini, this guy in like a zoot suit, smoking a cigar, slick back black hair, like just being a jerk to people.
Yeah.
So I would sort of get like, okay, scare him, mess with him, but like, okay, his kids. Yeah, why are you terrorizing and mentally scarring his children?
Mimi, I'm gonna make you pee your pants so many times.
Which they do. They pee their pants
a lot.
That's what about. Okay, I think that Super Nintendo is a superior system to the Sega Genesis. But that being said, I feel like overall the quality of games are better than the Super Nintendo. But Nintendo trying to be so squeaky clean all the time was a pretty big window for Genesis to do like a lot of things that involved adult content so much better.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
This is a cool game.
But I wouldn't say this is adult content. It just has blood and gore in it.
Yeah.
And like I think Nintendo, like when I was playing this game, I kept saying over and over again, this would never be a Super Nintendo game.
Yep.
Never. The moment I saw one of the scares is you possess the closet door in the living room and it rotates around, and hanging from the door is a mutilated leather daddy.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was like, oh, no, you'd never, ever see that in a Super Nintendo game.
The naked seductive woman. Have you seen that one?
I didn't see the
naked
naked
If you scare Vito in a bathroom, a woman appears like sort of slinking toward him in a bathrobe, and she slowly slides it off, and whenever she opens it up to flash him, all her intestines fall out.
Oh, man. Yeah. That's a good scare. I like that.
So, yeah. Because, I mean, really just have the timer just going around and just finding these. There are 3 different colored points that do different scares.
Do you know what those are called?
No.
You're not going to believe it. Take a guess.
Scareums.
They're called frightums. They're called frightums. So you're very, very,
Very close.
I'm not making that up. They're called Friedums.
Friedums. That sounds like a candy Phil would have sent us.
I would have gone with Spookums, but that's whatever.
Yeah. Possessums.
That's on you.
But like, yeah, there are ones that are like you possess an item that will do like an illusionary effect, or basically a trap. One is a trap that goes off and they get close to it. Another is like something in the floor that just happens that scares them. Or you can possess an item and actually move it around.
Control the red ones. Yeah, they're all like color coded.
Yeah.
So there's 3 colors. My favorite were the ones that you can control.
Yeah.
Because I thought those were always the coolest.
Yeah.
There's one in the garage. I don't know if you found it. It is a tiny UFO that fires lasers straight down.
Oh, yeah.
And there's another one where you possess the freezer and the door opens and what looks like 1960s Iceman stomps out and starts throwing ice balls at
Where he's
whoever.
just white, just pure white.
Yeah, just a dude made out of just a snow dude. Just, Cuba Gooding Jr. and the snow dudes.
Because I mean this part of the game like isn't really that challenging. You're sort of like, I don't want to say it's a visual novel, but you're sort of just enjoying the cool scenes of scaring because you're just kind of going room to room, just clicking on stuff as it appears.
That's the best part of the game. It's the scares.
Yeah.
That's the best part. And you can tell that
I feel like this is a game. It's a vehicle for cool animations.
Right. Yeah.
Because like the only challenging part where there are direct ramifications are the underworld. And it's like that's where this game shows flaws because it's not fun.
Yeah, I think that's the worst part of the game.
Yeah.
And I think this game is tough. I really do. I almost got to the 3rd house. And obviously it was tough to me because of the underworld.
Yeah.
And so when you go down there are fists that just come out of the wall and just try to fist you.
Yeah.
And there are wall-mounted skeletal skull cannons, essentially. And there are like the antlion
The pincers.
Yeah. There's that. And then there's like pits where a giant arm just comes out and uppercuts. There's bats, which I think are like the hardest to dodge because you can't, it's all isometric.
Yeah.
Even this part of the game is isometric. So that means it's difficult to dodge things because I can't, and things there don't have shadows like they do in like a good beat 'em up game.
Yeah.
So I'm disoriented. I'm not sure exactly where things are. And then trying to jump in the isometric dungeon is miserable.
The underworld part feels tacked on. It's like they made it where you go houses to scare people, and then they were just shoehorned in to do something to make the game longer or more difficult. So it's a game that like I feel like the houses and the scares were created first, and they were working with an inferior movement system, inferior controls, and then shoehorned into something that would require more precision.
Yeah.
And even that, it's not done really well. Like you said, there's no shadows.
Yeah.
The view is kind of strange.
Yeah.
And that part of the game is bad.
But I'd even be okay with that part of the game if you can tell they made a design decision where they're like, we're going to make this game difficult. So what'll happen is if you get injured in a dungeon or in the underworld, the next time you come to the underworld, your health starts from where you left off.
Oh,
So
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, you got to do it. So and there might be, if there's a way to heal up, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So if you successfully navigate the underworld and exit, the next time your ecto bar runs out, which is going to happen at least once, I feel like, each house.
You can get a spell that replenishes it.
Really?
But
How do you get that?
whenever you're in the underworld, you'll find like letters.
Is that what those are for?
Yes.
Because like I found a red letter O, I found a red letter E. Mm-hmm. So you spell something out like Donkey Kong Country style.
They
and
each, because when you get one, it's a spell that in your house,
yeah.
you can like one will conjure a present. That's a trap.
How do you use them? Like, do they just happen?
No, you have to. You press another screen where there'll be like 5 of them will show up, and it's bolded if you have it. So once you find that letter, it correlates to that spell, and that pops up on the screen. And then like you select it, it'll happen. I think you only do it like once, each spell once per house or something like that. But like if you use, I forget what it's called, that conjures a present, that you leave in a room, a person will come up to it, open it up, and it's a big scare effect, and it almost makes that one person leave immediately. It drives them into very high fear levels.
Yeah.
So then just a few more scares and they're gone. And there's another one, because eventually you start running into a dog. The family dog will mess you up.
Because he knows you're there. He can sense that you're there.
Yeah.
And he'll bark at you.
And that every time he barks, it lowers your ectoplasm,
Right.
and it makes the other family regain. It lessens their fear.
Oh, I didn't know that part. But yeah, I noticed that when he pinpointed me and started barking, I noticed my ectometer start to deplete faster.
One of the spells, you can conjure a dog bowl full of food, and he'll run toward it if you need him out of a room. There's another that immediately fills up your entire ecto bar. So,
yeah, I wish I'd have found those. I mean, I grabbed some of the letters, but I didn't know what they did.
yeah.
There's a little tutorial in the beginning of the game, which I think is super useful because this game is completely different than any other game I've played to this day.
Yeah.
I haven't played a game like this. So because it's so unique, I love that there was Polterguy essentially tells you how to play the game and explains what that's how I know what the frightums are. Because he specifically calls them, these are the frightums. Lock and load them. Okay. But yeah, I wish some of that stuff would have been in there because when I found the red letter E in the underworld, I had no idea what it did.
Yeah. Because let's see what else. The worst thing, spoilers, if I haven't spoiled enough, the dog is not actually a dog. It is a demon that is also the final boss.
Okay.
So after you clear out,
Does he run the underworld or something?
I guess, because as soon as you clear out the 4 houses, you go to the underworld, and the dog then transforms into its Beetlejuice form of this big slug dog thing.
Metamorphosis.
That you have to throw these exploding balls at. And it's terrible. It's fucking terrible.
What's bad about it?
It's just having to aim properly and dodge all the stuff coming at you. It's just because it's the controls. It's it reminds me of the Undead expansion in Red Dead Revolver, where it's not meant to be a melee game, and when the zombies come out, it becomes a melee game. So it's so frustrating making it do something it wasn't meant to do. That's what this game has never been about Polterguy fighting something. It's been about scaring people, running from things in the underworld. It's never been you fight something, you shoot at something.
Right.
Now
it's not a beat 'em up.
Right.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's trying to be for the final boss. It's awful. So even after you kill the dog, then it turns into 3 different brains. And you have to kill the brains by throwing these exploding little rubber balls at it. It's awful. It's awful.
But then he gets to live, and then he dies.
Yeah, because you kill it, and then the whole on Quantum Leap, whenever he faces into a new timeline, it does that thing in reverse to where the green comes off and he becomes flesh again. He's like, yeah, all right. And there's a crack, comically large Acme anvil kills him, and then he appears green again oh, shucks.
He's got a good spirit.
Yeah.
That's a ghost joke. You're welcome.
Yeah.
He's got a good spirit.
I like the character art, but I feel like the parents and the children all look the same age, the way they're drawn. They just happen to be wearing little girl has pigtails. Otherwise, her face is as wrinkly and weird looking as her mother's.
Yeah, I think she's just supposed to be ugly or unfortunate looking. I'm sorry, we're supposed to say that now. I don't know. I like the portraits.
Charismally challenged.
Yeah, she's got a good personality. That one. I liked all the portraits, and I like how
they reminded me of Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they were going for. And I think they're very interactive because when you scare one of them, not only do you get an animation of their sprite reacting, which is usually an over-the-top, comical, cartoonish reaction. Like when you scare Tony, the little boy, one of his reactions is his head explodes. It literally erupts like a volcano, and then it comes back. So while it's doing that, his portrait also changes. He reacts to the scare.
Yeah.
To the point where you can tell how scared one of the family members is because it tells you very high being the most scared they can be before they run and leave the house. And also their heart starts beating, and you can hear their heart. I think that's really cool. And then like the portraits get more and more dynamic. So it's like when their fear is very high, they're like breaking out of their hands are like breaking out of the borders.
Their hair is standing on end.
Yeah.
And
So that I thought that was cool. Like that's a nice touch that like I feel like you don't see a lot in 16-bit games.
Yeah. You don't see any I can't think of another comedy horror game in the 16-bit era.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Okay. Yeah. That's true.
But there aren't many, is your point.
Yeah.
I get your point. The portraits kind of reminded me of UN Squadron, and I like that. That was one of my one of my big takeaways from UN Squadron was the portraits and like lending personality to what most games wouldn't do. So like UN Squadron was great because it's like, oh, that's the guy in the airplane. It's not just an airplane with a name.
Yeah.
It's not just Pete the airplane.
Pete the airplane. Peter Airplane. Peter R. Plane. Thank you.
What do you think?
That's good.
I understood all of that.
Like that. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, my ectometer got full, dog.
Go to the other
You just filled my ectometer.
So, it's unique. I don't feel like there are many experiences out there like this. Period. Like now, I guess there are probably various indie games that draw off of this, but for the time period, like because Zombies Ate My Neighbors isn't that nearly as graphic as this game. Maybe it was on the Genesis. I don't know. The Super Nintendo was just the worst you got was bones falling down. So
this is a better game than Zombies Ate My Neighbors. I think
it is.
I liked Zombies Ate My Neighbors just fine, but this game was so unique that it was like when I was playing it and I was like, this isn't a great game, but I'm really glad that I'm experiencing it. Yeah. This would have been a great rental, I think.
You're right. Yeah.
But it also wouldn't have been a huge bummer if I would have owned it.
Yeah, gotten it for Christmas or something.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been fine, but like this is a perfect like weekend game where it's like you rent it on Friday, you play it all, Friday night, Saturday, and then bring it back Sunday night. I feel like you
get what you want.
Yeah, you got what they wanted you to get.
There's not a ton of there's almost no replayability unless you're trying to see every, because I assume there are 100 scares per house.
That would make sense.
So if you're wanting to see all scares, maybe. But the only frustrating mechanic in the house that I found was once they hit the fear level to run out of the house, they have to be in a room with a door.
With an exterior door.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you're in the bathroom and you get their fear level to very high, they will leave that room, but then you got to go and find them and scare them
and hope
again.
They're in a room.
Right.
Yeah, because their fear will reset a little bit when they go into another room. And so you have to spend more time re-scaring them and hope they're in a room with an external door. The
longer it takes you to get to them, the more fear they'll recover.
Yeah.
They'll recover some of their calmness. And
Sardinis are made of tough stuff.
What's that?
Sardinis are made of pretty tough stuff.
Oh,
mentally.
yeah.
Or they're really stupid. So
maybe a little bit of both. Yeah. It took me a while to figure this out, but when you hit the start button, a map of the house opens, and they have their locations in the house. That took me like probably my third playthrough to realize that. This game I think it's interesting that this game is essentially a one-button game. You can play most of the game with just the D-pad,
just moving around
and the A button,
and finding the places to scare people, and that's it. Yeah.
Another huge thing for me, if someone had let me start over. If someone said play this game, sat me down, and they had it running through an emulator with like a modern day controller, and they sat me down to play this game and told me that this was an indie game that they bought on Steam last summer, I would believe that.
Yeah, you know what? I would too. I can totally see that.
Because that's what it felt like to me. It felt like a $10 indie game that I bought in a Humble Bundle for $1. Like that. Like that's what this game felt like.
And it's weird that EA used to produce that kind of content.
Creative content.
Yeah.
Like
creative,
actual unique.
Take a risk, unique. Yeah, as opposed to first-person shooters and
sports games.
Yeah.
So I mean that as a compliment
Yeah.
Because like this is like, wow, I can't believe that this game was made.
Back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the 90s. I cannot believe that.
What, 93, I think?
Yeah, I think that's right. I can't remember what I read earlier on Wikipedia.
Yeah. But overall, like, yeah, I feel like it's pretty solid. It's an experience I'm glad to have had.
I agree. I streamed a little bit of this game on Twitch, and I want to give a shout out to someone I hadn't seen on there for a long time. A guy I hope I mentioned him before, him or her. I don't know. Their name is No One Took This. They watched some of my Heroes of the Storm streams like way back. So it was cool because like I've told you that I struggle with streaming because it's like, yeah, this is like this isn't super fun. Well, you know, this isn't easy to just like say things about the game on the fly as I'm playing it for the first time.
I think you have to, because I've been watching a lot of YouTube in preparation for mine and Jacob and Galen's upcoming project.
Yeah.
And like, so I've been watching a lot of like the YouTube stars and the big things, watching actual plays and things like that. And it seems like the ones that are really big usually are horror games or extremely difficult games. Because if it's just one person playing it, you want that being scared reaction or the rage reaction.
Gotcha.
If it's just like a platformer and that's just like fun,
Right.
you're just gonna sit there and kind of smile to yourself. That makes it hard. But if you're scared and babbling and just trying to talk, you have to play it. People are watching, so you just have to talk yourself through it. Like Markiplier, like he will just. It ends up being funny commentary because he's being bombastic, trying not be so scared as he plays the game.
Yeah.
Or people like they're playing it like Cat Mario, who are just getting so angry and frustrated and screaming and cussing at it that's entertaining. So I don't know of a YouTuber who's like playing a good game that's just funny enough to just be spitting off good jokes and funny commentary by themselves.
Yeah, I don't think I've got the personality for it, honestly. Like to just sit there by myself and just and joke around.
Yeah.
Like I need somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
And so it was nice that No One Took This was there because I had someone in chat who I could talk to.
Mm-hmm.
That video is still up on Twitch if you want to check us out there. We don't have much on there. The Walking Dead playthrough is on there still.
Oh man.
So at least it's on Twitch. It's not on YouTube, but it is on Twitch if anybody wants to watch that. Let's see. I do have a few other things that I want to say about this game. As an aside, this might have to do with the accident that Polterguy went through. But he looks like he's in a perpetual state of rollerblading. Did you notice that? Like when he moves, like he's a ghost. I don't think he really needs to like propel himself. But like he looks
he could walk like Joe Friday from Dragnet. Just don't move
with
your
no
arms.
Right? Well, he had arms. I don't know why I said no arms. Did you know they cut that actor's arms off?
It was a very bold choice by the director.
And then they just glued arms on his, just prosthetic arms the whole time. That's why whenever they do a shot in Dragnet, if you look closely, it's always like a different colored hand coming out of his suit because there's a guy who's just reaching through his suit jacket and interacting with objects. Kind of like the Swedish Chef. What I'm saying is Joe Friday is really the Swedish Chef.
Yeah.
I think that is probably the eternal torture of a spirit.
You have the right to remain silent. Bjork, Bjork, Bjork.
No, Bjork. She's under arrest.
She's my partner.
I would watch that.
Shorty, orty, war.
I would watch Joe Friday and Bjork. And the next 21 Jump Street.
Half Muppet, yeah.
Crossover.
Finally, 23 Jump Street starring the reanimated hologram of Joe Friday and Bjork.
Perfect. I think this could be a cool concept for a board game. I think this could I think this could be retooled to be a tabletop board game similar to Betrayal at House on the Hill, where it's like the house is kind of randomly generated by flipping tiles.
Man, that's a good idea.
So if anybody out there wants to do that, I'll sell that idea to you. It's fine. Because I'll never do it. I'll never do anything with that.
That's a good idea.
I have a question for you. Tyler, if you were a ghost, what would your signature scare be? What would be the big one? What would be the one that you drop on a kid, they pee their pants and run out of the house immediately?
Any room they walk into is a scene of their parents just having really rough sex.
Like the roughest.
Like just rough, like, yeah.
Like, and then they were like, come get in bed with
They're
us.
like, this is how we made babies, like you.
Yeah, not out of love. We didn't
No,
make you out of love.
It's not. It's not loving.
Yeah, that's the true horror. Is that realization?
You were conceived at a fucking so rough the condom broke.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo, boo, Mimi. You were a hate fuck child.
Into your mom, I'm going to spooge.
That's a lot better than mine. I would just be a giant caterpillar. Because people think they're cute, but they're not. If you look at one up close, they're not cute at all. They're really fucking gross. They're like really long, fleshy cockroaches. Yeah. Because they got the 6 like regular legs, and then everything after that is just like a little nub. Like those aren't real legs; those are just like nipples.
Centipedes are bad too.
Oh, centipedes are gross.
Centipedes and millipedes.
Silverfish. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
silverfish are gross. Water beetles. We just name bugs now.
You have any achievements?
I have a few achievements. Tyler.
right.
My first achievement is called Waterworks. In order to unlock Waterworks, you need to make both kids pee their pants while they're in the bathroom, which of course exasperates their humiliation. Mm-hmm. Do you have any achievements? I've got more.
Okay.
I figure we can trade off.
We'll rotate.
Yeah, let's trade off.
Okay. If we want to kill the terrorists, we go after their families. And you unlock the Trump quote by scaring the children and then the wife before you go after Vito in every house.
Okay, excellent. My second achievement is Get Ready. And in order to unlock Get Ready, you collect the red letter E in the underworld.
But it's not a dog. And you unlock that by distracting the dog with a bowl of dog food.
Okay. My third and final achievement is called Dungeon Master. In order to unlock that, you need to get through a dungeon, which I now realize is called the underworld, without taking a single hit, which is impossible.
Oof. My last one is you'd think they'd learn, and that is for scaring the same person with 2 presents in 2 consecutive houses.
Okay. I'm glad you said 2 consecutive scares. I've got a few other little grumbles about the game. One of those being, I feel like usually the family members are typically in the same rooms each time I played the game. Like Tony, the little boy, is typically in his room, and Mimi, the little girl, is typically in her room. Vito is typically hanging out in the living room, and Flo is typically in the kitchen. So what happens?
Gender stereotypes.
Yeah. So what happens is every time I played through the game, or every time I restarted the game because I died, it would be the same scares. So instead of them like spawning in different areas, the first house I didn't do a single scare in the office. I have no idea what those are, because why would I waste my time dicking around in the office when it's not scaring anybody?
Yeah.
All it's going to do is my ectometer is just going to run down as I check out these scares in the office that are not fulfilling the objective.
That's true.
So that's a gripe. The underworld, of course, which we've talked about, is a gripe of mine. I also feel like they tried to just make the game more difficult. Like that was a decision they made.
Yep.
And we talked about that with the dungeons, but there's no continue. That's like not an option. You can't continue when you're done. You're done. And also there's no password saving. So there's like no option to continue your game. If you get 3 houses in and then go to the underworld and die, you just have to start over. Another thing that I didn't like about the dungeons, about the underworld, is in between the houses, you would have to go through the underworld. Usually that's a punishment. The underworld's a punishment for when your ecto bar is completely empty.
Yeah.
You've let time run out. So your punishment is you have to go through this dungeon to get back into the house. But what I don't like is when you successfully complete a house, when you successfully scare all the family members out of the house, there's this cutscene of them moving into a new house, and then it goes from that to Polterguy in a dungeon.
Yeah.
Why? Like, why am I being punished for completing the objective? I
Yeah.
felt like that was kind of that. I know the answer to that. The answer to that is if you're really fucking good at spooking families, they still want you to do dungeons. Yeah.
You could also, in the underworld, that's where you get your spells and stuff.
Yeah. So I didn't know that
Yeah.
at the time, and I understand that, and I understand that they want you to have those things, but
Yeah, it seemed like it feels like they're artificially making their game longer.
yeah, it feels like an unnecessary punishment.
Yeah.
Because up until this point, I've only gone to the dungeon when I didn't do my job.
Yeah.
I didn't scare them fast enough.
Yeah.
Another gripe of mine is that the positioning was kind of difficult on some of the scares, and the controls are floaty, which I think is fine because you're a ghost. That makes sense. So my initial reaction is, okay, this is fine because I'm a ghost. But like what'll happen is, as I'm trying to navigate from room to room, I cannot tell you how many times I hung up on a door. I mean, it was just like every time I tried to go through a door, there was like a 50% chance that I was just going to get stuck, and I had to back up like I'm driving a car in GTA is what it felt like. But it's like, throw this fucker in reverse and then go forward. And all these are tiny gripes. I did really enjoy the game. And the last one being is it gets kind of confusing. I don't know if it confused you, but the first time I scared a family member out of the house, there's this music like wah wah wah, and I was like, was I not supposed to scare them out of the house, or are they just mocking the family member that had to run away? They're mocking the family member, but it was like a totally mixed signal, because it's like,
am I supposed to befriend the family?
right, yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Was I supposed to get them to go through the other door? Like, is this the no no-door? They don't.
Are there Love'ems somewhere in the house? Or need to get those?
Are there caroms? So yeah, I just wanted to get those. I just wanted to mention my gripes, and that's why I don't think this is a perfect game. But I do think it's a really interesting game that if you haven't played, you should play it.
I don't know if it's on the PlayStation Store or not, but I don't imagine it's a very easy game to play, because you'd have to either have Genesis version or the UMD for PSP.
Yeah,
which kind of sucks, but
yeah,
but you should play it.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if you need to go to Mr. Bay.
Yeah, I mean,
and borrow his copy.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Yeah,
that's the thing you could do.
You could
if you wanted to.
You could,
or just wait till it's out on Steam.
Eventually, yeah, or something that's very similar. I bet there's similar things.
God, I hope so. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
I've had fun today eating predominantly Mexican snacks.
Coconutty Mexican snacks.
Yeah, I can still feel the coconut oil on my tongue.
You're gonna give a good blowjob later.
Yeah, you know it, you lucky bastard. But before we close things out, I have a couple questions for you. If you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be?
I would have to give this game Charles Manson's goatee.
Okay.
Because he's a scary, crazy figure.
Yeah.
But he doesn't actually commit any of the murders.
Yes.
He's just there's this mastermind to get his way. Polterguy is not directly harming the family.
Right.
He's just working around to get them to do what he wants.
Yeah. Can I tell you that it's amazing that none of the family members die?
Yeah.
Because, like, especially the scares in the garage when he's like, I'm just going to possess this chainsaw. It's like miraculously.
Plus, Vito doesn't look like he's in the best of health.
No.
He could probably
he could just keel over at any time. Yeah. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
If you were to give this game a pair of glasses that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses would it be?
I've only seen one clip from this movie a while ago, but the scene that I saw is from the movie Troll 2. Okay. And there's, like, I don't know if it's a scientist character, but he's reacting to something that he sees in one of the worst displays of acting ever.
It's infamous.
So his glasses.
Okay.
And that I feel like it's not supposed to be, it's not supposed to be scary. You know, it's just like a horror B comedy thing. So like those glasses, but in like the best possible way.
I like that. That's good glasses. Tyler, I've got one more question for you. If you were to, I don't know, maybe buy this game on Amazon, how much do you think you'd pay for it? Used, mind you.
$20.
Tyler, actual retail value of Haunting Starring Polterguy, used for the Genesis at the time of this recording, is $29.05. You were close.
I feel like because there are so few ways to play this game that it would be more expensive.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like that almost $30 price tag has to be because it's collectible.
Not a lot out there. I can't imagine it was like a big hit.
Yeah.
You know.
I can't. It's
Plus, the Genesis was being outpaced by the Super Nintendo. You know, it's in the second place system. It's second place system exclusive and not Sonic. So,
yeah, it's tough for me. I don't know if it's worth that.
yeah.
You know, if you're collecting, yeah, maybe it's worth that. But like just to play it, I don't know.
That's
a tough one.
It's a short.
Because it's a weekend rental.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you love it, which I get it if you love it.
Yeah.
Like this is a game where it would be like I said, I wouldn't be upset that someone gave it to me as like a Christmas gift as a child.
Yeah.
But it's also not the one that's going to be on top of my wish list.
I want that game.
When I sit on this Skinta's lap.
Yeah. Good callback.
Yeah,
Good call.
thank you.
Any of your last minute comments?
No, not really. There's supposed to be a level skip that you can do. I couldn't do it.
Didn't know that.
Also, interesting to note, this game does not have an entry in GameFAQs.
Damn.
This is one of the rare games that does not have an entry on GameFAQs. So, anyone out there listening wants to make a name for themselves,
There you go.
here you go. Yeah,
Catalog all 400 scares.
absolutely. One more thing, actually a couple more things, if you don't mind, if you'll indulge me for a moment.
Go ahead.
Because I thought I like this game enough where when I was done playing it, I thought about it, and I was like, this is a really good concept for a game. I just wish there were a few tweaks to it. Like, I think it'd be really cool. I do realize that this game stars Richard Polterguy. However, I think it would be really cool if you could select different spirits that have different abilities.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you can control a spirit that can go through walls. Like that's his thing. Or maybe you can play as just a straight up demonic spirit that is slower, but has like different scares. Like all these ghosts would have different scares. So now you don't have to change the layout of the house or anything, but depending on who you choose to play as, you're gonna increase the number of scares in the game.
Yeah, or a ghost that could actually possess one of the people.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be really cool. So I just thought that would be a neat idea. Also, I think that it would be cool if you could track by heartbeat, because they've got the heartbeat in the game when their fear reaches very high. I wish there was something. I wish there was a mechanic to that where it's like if it's faint, they're in an adjacent room, kind of deal.
If it had like a flat line that you could see and then would spike up the closer you got.
Yeah, like the scanner in Alien, essentially, where it beeps when it gets closer, kind of thing. And one more thing that I wanted to mention, Mimi, the girl, she's totally wearing a Minecraft shirt. I don't know if you noticed that. So I don't know how the developer built a time machine.
Not stole Minecraft from this game.
I don't know how they did it. Like, look at her shirt. On her shirt is a creeper. Like, it's just the face of a creeper.
They ran out just make something 8-bit and scary on her shirt.
Yeah. Well, what I like to think is when a Minecraft was being developed, it was like, hey, remember that game? Haunting? Remember Mimi's shirt?
Yeah, I remember Mimi's shirt, dog.
Let's make that a thing. Let's make that a thing in the game. So I don't know.
Pretty good.
I'll have a screenshot of Mimi.
Yeah.
On the show notes at tadpog.com. If you want to go and look, you be the judge. Tell me.
Pretty good. You want to take some calls?
Yeah, do we have time?
You have enough time for a few.
All right. I'm opening that Google Voice app. Anything you'd like to talk about? A moment with Tyler. Tyler's monologue. It's a new segment.
Well.
Have you ever seen a ghost, Tyler? Tell me about the time you saw a ghost.
That's something I go around with Nicole about because I don't believe in ghosts.
We should have started like that.
Yeah.
Why haven't we not talked about whether or not we believe in ghosts or not? This is ridiculous. We can't get through a Haunting Starring Polterguy episode without talking about whether we believe in ghosts or not.
Because I come to like a quick catch 22 with Nicole where it's just like, I don't believe in ghosts, Nicole. I do believe in ghosts. I don't believe in God. Well, I do believe in God. Well, okay. Both things you can't see, but you just sort of know they're there, and you see it. Okay, well, I can't call you on anything that because we believe in two different things that neither of which can really be proven. So, okay, we'll just be friends.
Have I told you how I annoyed my parents as a child with ghosts? Man, I remember having a conversation with my parents, trying to convince them that ghosts were real. Because as a child, I thought that ghosts were real. And to this day, I do not believe in ghosts, but I super wish that they were real. Because how cool of a world would that be? So I remember trying to convince them that ghosts were real, and they kept saying, no, they're not, no, they're not. And I said, well, what about the Holy Spirit? Isn't that the Holy Ghost? That's a ghost.
Oh,
and that just shut everything down. Because they're like, well, that's different. How is it different? Because that's a spirit. And when you die and your spirit goes to heaven, your body doesn't go to heaven. What goes to heaven? Your ghost? And then we just stopped having that conversation.
I've had similar discussions with my mom about gay people being Christians. So
what? How is that analogy?
Well, because she's just like, it exclusively says in the Bible. It's like, but I don't really think he loves everybody. I don't think whether you should go to church depends on if you like boys or girls or not.
Or ghosts.
Yeah, it's just like, love your neighbor. I'll give her that. And she just like, I don't talk about this anymore.
Yeah. I don't like it when you use this against me.
Yeah.
All right, the good ghost conversation, bro. Good. I feel like that was good. I that would have been one of the things I would have been mad at myself for driving back home. Like, oh, we didn't talk about whether we believe in ghosts or not. But of course we don't because we're adults. Okay, so here's a question.
We did enough off the mics anyway.
What's that?
We do enough off the mics anyway. Talk about our ghost beliefs.
Investigation. Yeah, we do that. We had never mentioned that before. How we go look for ghosts in our spare time.
Yeah, so it's fun.
That's what we call it, at least. What are you boys getting into tonight with those flashlights and sheets? Oh, just hunting for some ghosts.
You guys, this is the third time this week you've gone ghost hunting.
Oh man, y'all are some regular ghost hunters.
The internet's been down.
Man,
so
jeez. Last time I came back, just all covered in ecto. Okay, first call. This is from 319.
What's up, fucking TADPOG? Kyle from Iowa here. So I was thinking, listening to one of the episodes the other day. For some reason, I got thinking about my old Hewlett Packard computer.
Yes.
Like one of the first ones that had some kind of 3D rendering type technology in them. And I was thinking about some of the games that came preloaded in the system or disk. And I wondered if you guys had any, callbacks to games that you remember. The ones that I thought of were, I had like this anatomy game where like you could go down a dude's esophagus or like through the heart, and it was almost like it's supposed to be some kind of ride.
Inner Space, the game.
There was actually an okay game. I mean, it sucked by all today's standards, but Mega Race, and it had a lot of production that went into like this kind of shitty video game that was like Twisted Metal, only a lot more boring. But just wondered if you guys also remember Mega Race or any other like Hewlett Packard shitty video game, and maybe you guys will play one sometime. Because but hope all well. Keep up the good work. Later.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yes, thanks for calling. I had the Hewlett Packard that I think everyone who had a Hewlett Packard had at the time, where it's like it had so it was beige, but it was kind of on this like, it had this gray base. It was the first computer I ever owned that had a CD-ROM drive on it. I think I've talked about this computer before on the show, and it had the monitor with the two gray speakers just kind of mounted on the side of it.
Yeah.
And it had this like almost like this bevel pattern at the bottom. And it came with preloaded with some like really shitty software, which I remember even like when I got it in 8th grade, I was like, oh no, I'm not going to play any of these games. I'm going to play the games that I get on the internet instead. That may or may not have been cracked by Butt Plugger. No, Mega Race? I never heard of it.
No, I haven't either. The game stood out to me. I think I've mentioned with them before. On my compact Presario was my first computer, playing the Yukon Trail. On that, I played the shit out of that game.
I never played the Yukon Trail.
I played the shit out of that, man.
How's it compare to the Oregon Trail?
It's easy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I beat it with because you play the same character and you pick your partner, and every partner does something different. So I've beaten it with every partner, trying to do things differently and get the most, because you're trying to see how much, once you make it to the Yukon, and then like they tally everything up, seeing how much money you can make. So then I would just do runs, do different things to try and make as much, high score at the end, how much money you could make. So I did that so many times. The only thing I didn't do, which Brandon did, because there was, you could hire Native American trackers and packers, and they were incredibly expensive. There's no way you had enough money to get them normally. So you have to play, like you would have had to play 20 hours of mini games in that town to get enough money then to hire them. And then, but supposedly, like, they make your trip, like, the quicker you get there, the more money you make. But they make your trip, like, lightning fast once you actually do that.
Interesting.
So I never did it. Brendan said he did.
What I was hoping you were going to say is, so you spend 20 hours playing mini games, you hire them, and then they murder you halfway through your journey. Maybe you should have thought about what you did to the people.
They lure a bear to you like the Revenant, and you just get torn to shreds. And the other Jerk It Jeff had a gateway. I remember playing Jezball on the gateway a lot.
Jezball. We've talked about Jezball before. Yep. You know what? This is crazy. Maybe we should have a DOS games month.
Hey, that'd be great.
Where we just play some shitty DOS games.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can even open up like Windows 95 or something like that.
I'm totally down. Totally down for that.
Chex Quest. I know. We got to do Chex Quest.
Ryan has a copy of it. He's just trying to figure out how to make it work.
Because you have been talking about Chex Quest for a while. It's a game that I've never played.
Yeah. Yeah, those are my shitty computer memories. So
I'm interested in this Interspace game. That sounds more fun to me than Mega Race. Because Mega Race sounds like it's a racing game.
Yeah.
Just call it a hunch.
Yeah.
You want to do another one?
Yeah, do another one.
All right. Here's a call from 319.
What's up, fucking TADPOG? Kyle from Iowa here.
My bad. Sorry, Kyle. I'm going to have to cut you off. Here's a call from 763. We'll try this again. No one's perfect. No one's perfect.
Po Buddy's nerfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys lied, goddammit. I was told there'd be lots of pog talk in this goddamn TADPOG. 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 Oh, TADPOG. What the fuck is TADPOG? I was told there'd be pog. I want to talk about pog and slammers, the pog slammers, and those spiky pogs. Those were great. Yeah. Pogs.
What's a spiky pog? I want to know what a spiky pog is.
He got played with like a pog with a nail through it. Now, this is my good slammer.
Have you seen the pog racing game?
No.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. I'll have a link to that trailer in the show notes. It is, I can't remember the actual name of it, but I think it's a PSN game where it's just a racing game. As far as I know, it's just a racing game. But instead of cars, you're controlling a pog that has wheels.
Why is there not, like, because they have Surgeon Simulator and stuff like that, like the hard to control games. Why is there not a pog simulator where you're picking up and you're trying to like shittily use a slammer and play a horrible version of pog?
I like that, like the virtual tabletop game kind of deal. I am totally gonna find this as we close the show out, unless we have time to take another call.
Nah, I think we're about there.
We're good. All right.
Well, that was pretty good. Pretty good. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. So don't miss the next episode. It's Dad Month, so we'll be doing a dad game. What's the next one on the list?
Do you want to do Dad and Me?
Yeah, Dad and Me sounds good.
That is a super short game.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to bring our dad goofs for sure.
Sounds good.
Because I think it's like a 12-minute game.
Awesome.
Because I was looking today.
We'll just play it in real time. So play that. Play for 12 minutes, then hear us talk about it. We can all do this as a group. Have the full experience together. But what we still need are 5-star iTunes reviews. We're so close to that 150. I want to get there. I can taste it. I want it. So please help us out. Go to iTunes, find TADPOG, subscribe, leave the show a 5-star rating, write a review. So if there's a game you want us to play, a guest host for an episode, or a Patreon request, include that in your 5-star written review. We promise we will get to that eventually.
Guess what, guys? I couldn't find the Pog game. But I'm pretty sure that...
It wasn't a fever dream.
I'm pretty sure that it wasn't. Yeah, and I know that someone sent me a trailer for it. I cannot remember who it was, so I apologize for that. But I'm going to look for it. Damn it. In the meantime, you can always find us on tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. Do you want some sweet links to, I don't know, Madden NFL 94? That'll be there. I'm sure you want to see Mimi's shirt? If I can find it, I'll put that there too. You can also find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/tadpog. There's a lot of cool people there doing a lot of cool shit. If you have comments for us, that is the best place to put them. And I'd like to say thank you to everybody who ended up sharing the Shower with Your Dad Simulator episode.
Yeah.
Because that's a ballsy move. I love you. I love you who did that.
Yep.
You're all great. To those of you who didn't do that, I understand. I do. I didn't share it either because my grandmother's on there. So I get it. Granted, she doesn't know how to use the internet, but that's okay. That's okay. I mean, she might figure it out one day, so I don't want to go there. You can also find, I tell you what I want. Okay, so on this episode post, what I want to know is if you were a ghost listener, what would your signature scare be? I need to know. I need to know what your signature scare would be. Tyler's signature scare, of course, would be parents hate fucking. Mine would be a lame ass giant caterpillar because I think they're gross when you look at them close. But that's part of the horror, Tyler. It's like you think they're cute, but when you look at one real close, the horror is revealed.
It's like a panda bear. That's actually a fucking bear. So,
yeah,
still,
and it has wieners, like most mammals do.
Yeah, you think they don't, but they don't know they do. Yeah, but they do.
Yeah, they really don't know. That's why they're going extinct. Scientists have proved they just don't know that they have reproductive organs. We're also on Twitter. We're at @tadpog_podcast. It's cumbersome, I realize. Thank you to everybody who's retweeting us, especially our episode announcements, because they help spread the word of the show. Guess what I done goofed last time? Forgot to mention that we have a Patreon. You know that thing that we really like?
Yeah.
When people show their support and donate to it? Just completely forgot to mention it. Even though we have a Patreon exclusive bonus episode coming out on this Friday, just completely forgot to mention it. So my bad. If you'd like to be,
I totally forgot about that too. Yeah.
Yeah. I was driving. That's one of the things where I was driving home and I was like, damn it. I almost thought about calling you and asking if we could just record it over the phone. Like just do like a really shitty stinger where it's like, hey, we're also give us money on patreon.com. But if you do want to give us money, in all seriousness, you can find us at patreon.com/tadpog. Thank you very much to the people who already do that. It means very much to us. I do have some people to thank. So I am not great about keeping on top of the thank yous. So I mean this in all seriousness. If I have missed you, please let me know. Because I want to give you a shout out on the show. But most recently, I want to thank Nate from Utah, who increased his pledge significantly. I want to thank, I think that we've already thanked her, but why not? Here's another one. Anastasia Anderson for a new pledge, Shane Davis for a new pledge, Thomas Deeks, Chris Schmidt, Robert Mangione, and all for new pledges. And I want to thank Lord Dennis, who increased his pledge. Even though he drove down here to record the bonus episode that's going to drop on Friday. On top of that, he upped his pledge.
So Taryn told me she did as well.
You're right. She totally did. So now she's like in top tier now.
Yep.
She's like in God tier.
Yeah.
So thank you, Taryn.
Not just for boobs, but for donations too.
She's in boobs tier.
Yeah. Let's see.
You can call us if you want.
Yeah, there you go.
If you want to hear your voice or hear your words read on this show, you can leave us a voicemail or send us a text. The number for that is 270-883-2555. You can mail us things if you'd like to, like Sandwich Pope Phil did. What's the address for that?
And it's TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. Then we also have an Instagram. I've been getting back on top of that again, so that's TADPOG_podcast on Instagram. There we go. Our theme song is Move the Sycamore Drive. Leave that track. We found the show notes at TADPOG.com. How you want to close this out, Dave?
Like Pop's Ghostly.
All right. That's a good callback. That's a very good callback.
Do you remember what he sounds like?
Vaguely.
I don't.
So until next time, Tropical Capricorn.
All right, nailed
You've
it.
got to get rid of the demons
Nailed it.
so that mine and my secret murder family can escape this curse.
So that my ghost kids don't see me hate fuck my ghost wife.
Hey, so really, there's a Patreon episode coming out this Friday where Lord Dennis comes on, and then Jorge, who is back from LA from being a stand-up comic, they guest host, and we talk all about comedy because we all love stand-up comedy a lot.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was a solid show.
Yeah, I do
so if you're already a donor, cool. Don't do anything. Just download the episode.
You'll get it.
So yeah, and this would be a good time to jump in. So just throw in $1, you'll get this good episode and all the other shit. At this point, we've got a pretty good Patreon catalog.
Yeah, we do have a good library going.
So, all right, that's it.
Thanks.
Thanks.